Hello and welcome to another Rightly Witterings. Cheers. Earl Grey, very nice. And the next instalment of Diamine Reds. It's been split up because there's so many of them. So let's get on with some Diamine Reds. Here we go with Wild Strawberry. Wow. Whoops. Too many loops. So next we go with Poppy Red, which I wonder if that's going to be brighter than that. Wild Strawberry is almost a pinkish colour, really glorious bright red. So here we go with Diamine Poppy Red. You could almost think currently it was the same colour, but it's a little bit brighter, I think. The Wild Strawberry is dried just a little bit more dark. I'd say this is slightly more pink, that's slightly more orange, but it's such a fine distinction, it's quite hard to see unless you've got a really good quality daylight bulb like this over the top of it. Very, very similar indeed. And now, a brief digression for those watching, because every so often I'm finding with this Go, when I push it all the way down, the piston gets stuck. It's not a problem. All you have to do is pull it out slightly and it works again, but I'm not too sure what's causing that. It's an interesting one. I might have to take this pen apart at some point and just see if I can work out what's going on there. You may find this with your TWSBI Goes. That's the second fault I found. It only happens with this one out of my three. First is that the end button comes off, as I've already described. That's fine. All you've got to do is screw it back in. But you have to screw it back in with a reverse thread. Takes a little bit of time if you're a twerp like me today and you haven't thought it through. I wasn't expecting it to pop off again quite so easily. Anyway, it's still a brilliant little pen. I like it lots. So, cleaning it out now. Ready to go with the next red, which is Diamine Scarlet. I wouldn't have thought there'd be so many different shades of red. Very pink. But not unpleasantly so. That's quite surprising. It's not at all what I would think of as a scarlet, really. Quite a good colour, though, if you want to have a really good definition when you're writing in the middle of a document. I think that would stand out quite nicely. As it stands, I think strawberry is standing out for me as the brightest, most gorgeous colour there. I really like that. And next we have Vermilion. Let's see what this one looks like. Diamine's Vermilion. And again, this is a slightly more orange shade of the Wild Strawberry, I'd say. Very nice looking colour. It is easy to see the difference in comparing these now. The Diamine Scarlet is very pink indeed. Poppy Red and Wild Strawberry are very, very similar, but there's just a slightly more orange tint to Wild Strawberry and a slightly pink tint to Poppy Red. And as for Vermilion, as you can see, bright orange. It's a glorious colour. And now I'm going to have two other inks, both red, with a view to just demonstrating a little bit of the difference between these various colours. And first I'm going to go to another Diamine, which was one I bought some while ago, called Passion Red. I bought this a few years ago, and the reason why I bought it was because beforehand I'd been using Waterman's Red Rouge, which worked beautifully, and unfortunately, as you can see, it's all gone now. I've refilled that with some Indian ink for using with a dip pen. I thought it might be interesting to have a look at some Yake, which is more of an orange, but I thought it'd be an interesting comparison to have along with the Passion Red. So let's get on with the last of the Diamines for this session. Passion Red, and as I say, this is the colour I've been using for the last 10 years or so as my main editing red, which is the one that I use when I've finished a first draft and I go through and start crossing out and adding in comments. Then it's usually Diamine's red, used in a red cross fountain pen, because I'm a simple soul and I can tell that that's the pen I use with red ink because the pen's red. And finally, some Yake from Zoocoup, which is one of those ink manufacturers that everybody loves because the bottles are beautiful and the colours are so lovely. So let's try some Yake. So here we go with some Zoocoup, which is Pilot, I think. Yake. Which is really very orange, but quite a natural sort of a colour. It's lovely. I use this quite a lot when I want something that isn't quite a brown and isn't quite a red. It's just something that gives you a little bit of variety. Let's see now. Hawley was a bad man. Interesting to see how similar Wild Strawberry, Poppy Red and Passion Red to a large extent are. Passion Red and Diamine Scarlet are both on the pinker spectrum, and then interestingly, I was keen to see how the Yake would compare with these, but it's a lighter, paler version of Diamine's Vermilion, which is itself a lighter version of Wild Strawberry. Very interesting seeing all these reds together. I've never compared them before. I don't think I've ever seen them compared on a page before. But Wild Strawberry is certainly a gorgeous deep red. Poppy Red would be a good substitute, but I think currently I'm very much more in favour of Wild Strawberry than anything else. An interesting array of reds there. There you go. Hope that was interesting. I'm looking forward to having a full display of all of the reds on one page, which I can show in a little while. But it'll be a few weeks because there's too many reds to have for one video at a time. So you will get a bunch of reds later when we've finished all of this examination and comparison of Diamine's reds. Hope that's interesting. If it is, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell button if you want to be notified about other things coming. Have a look at my Patreon page because I've got a lot of blogs going there. And if you've got any comments or questions, please put them in the bottom, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Cheers, take care.